been in sin, that, okay, that person who's in sin, they are definitely going to hell. The blood of Christ has no providence over them. They will never, ever come to salvation. That's a condemnation. And we know in the realm of believers, of human beings, we don't have that power to make such a condemnation like that. And so this is what Paul is referring to in 16. He says, so let no one judge you in food or drink regarding a festival or a new moon or Sabbath. And this is something believers and unbelievers, onlookers, and people who are in the faith or who are in the community and those who are outside make this type of judgment between things, or this condemnation between things that God has not set to be the condemnation of humanity. In the sense, there are many beliefs, many beliefs. One in particular, because it touches close to home with me, is the Hebrew Israelites, with this sense of this judgment or this condemnation, specifically in food and specifically in festivals or holy holidays. That's another way to put it. It says holy days, holidays. They say, if you eat a particular thing, you are not of God. If you do not worship on a particular day, you are not of God. You are condemned. You are defiled. They make a condemnation based on things God has not set for our condemnation. And even to holy days or holidays. You observe a certain holiday, people will make a judgment. You don't observe that particular holiday, people will make a judgment or a condemnation. Say, how dare you being a Christian, you don't observe X, Y, Z. Or you being a Christian, you observe X, Y, Z. You are unrighteous. You are unholy. And this is what we do. This is what has been done. And Paul says, don't let no one judge you or condemn you in food or drink regarding a festival or a new moon or Sabbaths. And these are all things pertaining to the religion of Judaism. These are all things that God had put in place for them to observe. And so Paul is not saying these things are horrible. He's just saying these things are no longer the metric or the standard or the line of judgment upon which God says you're in or you're out. And we know there are many beautiful festivals. There's the Feast of Tabernacles, or the Feast of Booths. There's the Feast of Unleavened Bread. There's the Feast of Passover. There's the Feast of, I think that's the same one. The Feast of the New Harvest is the same as the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or the Ingathering, I believe they call it. And all of those things are good, and those things that point people to, hey, there's a God who's provided. There's a God who has providence over, your sustenance. And so those things that point to God. And even the Sabbath, the Sabbaths are meant to be a time of rest. A time of rest, why? Because God created in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rested. So even the Sabbath is supposed to point to God. But people have taken that, these holy days or these observances, and used them as a metric to condemn those who don't participate in them. And Paul is saying, don't let no one judge you concerning these things. Don't let anyone condemn you concerning these things, because these aren't the metrics upon which God has decided you're going to be eternally damned or in eternal grace.